If I buy a product at a store, let's say a chair, and I'm injured by that chair, is there some way that I can recover? Is there some law that allows me to go after either the store or the manufacturer?
Yeah, and that's products liability law, and essentially you're able to go up all the way up the supply chain. So if you were to buy a faulty chair, from a retail store, the law gives you the ability to sue the retail store or the person who sold it to them or the person who sold it to them. There are certain limits and there are certain exclusions, but that is something to keep in mind, that if you are injured by a product and you're using it safely, that there are avenues to go after. So just because you bought a chair at a store that went out of business doesn't mean that you have no legal recourse. It's also one of those reasons why, if you are injured in a products liability action, to speak to a qualified attorney like those at the Pendos Law Firm, because we are able to look at the situation of your case and find creative ways to find possible recovery for you.
And make sure you keep that product, because the product is key. Sometimes we'll have products that are recalled. So if the injury is related to the recall, then those are easier to prove. But when we have a case where we're having to determine what is the problem with the product, if we have the product and we can see the mechanism, I've had various walker cases where we've had experts determine what they believe was faulty with that walker. So it's always important to keep that. That's key evidence in products liability cases.
And that goes to tires as well. If you're involved in an accident where a tire blows out, don't let them throw that tire away. Tell them you want that tire. Without that tire, you don't have a case. So any products liability action, it breaks, you get hurt, don't say, hey, it's a broken chair, let me throw it away. Keep that, preserve that evidence. Again, as attorneys, we need evidence in order to put forward cases. So the more evidence that we have, the better. And always remember, just like they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. You explaining the situation is not going to have the same impact on a jury or an insurance company as a picture of that, or the actual product that's broken, or the ripped up tire that is able to be analyzed by experts. So it's very important in any type of case where you feel the negligence of others has caused you harm, to collect and preserve as much evidence as you can. And I'd like to make one more point on that, is nowadays with smartphones, most of these pictures are taken on your phone. Well, guess what happens? Most people lose their phone once a year, once every 2 years.
Or it breaks.
Or it breaks. Email those pictures to yourself. Make a copy of them. Send them in a text message to another friend.
Put them in the cloud.
Put them in the cloud. Because there's been so many cases where you have the pictures and they're on your phone, and it gets time to litigation.
I don't have that phone anymore.
Yep. Or I got my number changed and I didn't back it up to the cloud. So it's very important that if you do have pictures or physical evidence, that you preserve that in as many ways as you can. Because you don't want to lose a phone that has the 3 pictures on it that would have made your case.